routine.
Working every day of the week.
Man.
Was at the job when no one else was there. And helping you get on your feet.
11 years.
I feel the emotion when I sing this song.
Of a dime.
Swim on my tears.
This the one right here. I should have left your ass 1,000 times. Woo! This is Mentally Dope. Join us, Charmaine and Jasmine, two Black licensed therapists, as we build a bridge between mental health and Black culture. Come on, it's gonna be dope.
Ooh, Mary.
Let it fade out. Woo!
Mary. Mary.
Man,
Whew.
every time I feel it.
That's
I
something to
feel
my
it.
spirit.
It
Y'all.
was like I was there.
Okay, we are back.
Welcome.
It is Mentally Dope time. Mentally Dope.
This is Mentally Dope. Everything
Yes.
at the intersection of Black culture and mental health. I am Jasmine.
I'm Charmaine, and we are in the waiting to exhale journey, and we are coming
The journey.
Yes. So this is like the person that I feel like whenever somebody mentions waiting to exhale, this is the scene, this is the song. You immediately think about Mary J. Blige Not Gonna Cry, and you immediately think about the car gets set on fire. Like that's it. And then remember like everything else that happened in the movie. But like if you don't know nothing else, you know that car got set on fire,
Exactly.
and you know that Not Gonna Cry was made for this movie.
Literally
made for this movie.
And Angela Bassett is fine. Okay, this is what you know.
Yeah. That's the one thing too, that even in the scene with the car being blown up, if she wasn't the finest thing standing in front of that fire, baby, Angela was fine. Fine.
Do you hear me?
Even when the folks came to the door and was like, ma'am.
And she's acting her butt off. She looks devastated, and she's still fine.
That man said, ma'am, do you realize that your car's on fire? She said, yes.
And? Is that what you came to ring my doorbell about?
What do you need, John? Why are you here?
What are you here for? He said, did you do it? Can I help you with something?
Like, okay.
You're only supposed to burn trash. Is that what he said? She said, It is trash.
Yeah.
So what you calling me for? Bye.
Yeah. At that point, he was confused too. Like he didn't know what to do. He didn't know how to handle the situation.
He didn't understand what had just transpired.
Yeah. You missed what was. You didn't pick up what she was putting down.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's go back, y'all. So we have went through
what happened.
We have went through everyone else, and now we're at Bernie. Bernadette. Yes, Bernadette, who has the husband, has the two kids, the little boy and the little girl, has like what seems like the perfect family.
Honey.
They got money. She is gorgeous. They are getting ready for a New Year's Eve party, a company New Year's Eve party. I do believe a company New Year's Eve party. She's getting dressed up. She is like putting on her makeup, doing her hair, and then her husband has the audacity in the middle of me getting dressed. Catch me before I start putting these clothes on.
First of all, that's how you know you don't want to be here no more, because you saw she had rollers in her hair, okay? We doing our hair. We got makeup on. You got a girdle. You had to get in a girdle to make something happen. You gonna tell me after I'm halfway ready?
Catch me when I'm still in my moo-moo. Like listen, don't play with me. So he comes in while she is halfway, like undoing the rollers. She dang near ready to go and says, "Would you be upset if we not going?" She gets excited, thinking like, "Oh wait, gosh. We're both not going."
But did it not crush you that
Yes.
she was just like, I'd be devastated? I was just like, that's sweet.
Yes.
And then he lifts her up just to slap her down.
And he was like, "No, let me go ahead and say this.
You're not
I'm going to the party. You're not going to the party because she doesn't want to be alone." And I thought to myself, why should she be?
And she didn't even need context after that. She said, "Oh, your secretary? Oh, no."
So we knew.
We knew. Somewhere in us, we knew.
We knew.
And it was at that moment, just watching it. Like, you see us just talking about it, already getting a little riled up, just watching it. I was like, where are we going? Let's find him. Let's see where he's at. Let's go handle it. Yeah. Because what you're not going to do is go to a woman who is taking care of your children for 11 years.
I'm not gonna lie to you, cause
oh my gosh,
he was almost on that same line. Like, y'all know that there are certain actors that when you see, like, even when he tried to play Miles in Soul Food, I was still like, nah, I know who you are. Like, I know you. Like, almost like when you see Charles from Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Every time I see Charles, I be like, nah, I know who you are, Charles. Like, I don't put with you like that.
Trust you.
No, I don't trust you. So yeah, like as soon as I saw him, I was like, I can't. So then we're following the journey of Bernie in the midst of the friendship, but with her individually of 11 years of self-sacrificing herself to become what her husband needed, what her kids needed, losing her own identity in the process, and then her husband saying, I don't want to be with you anymore, so you can go. And then on top of that, the hurts and the way that he was so dismissive to her.
Listen.
That he literally tried to dismiss her in a way that would have left in her not just emotionally broken. He was going to like break her. He cleaned out the account. He wasn't going to give her money. Like,
listen,
it was
narcissistic vibes taking over. But even more than that, I could tell. I said, you don't like this woman, right? Y'all have never liked each other, because if you would like someone, like, that's why it's important also for you to love people and to also like them, especially if you're married to them, because you would not like publicly humiliate them and shame them in the way that you did. And to literally do that to her that way, it was malicious. It wasn't just, I made some decisions and I inadvertently hurt you. No, I made some decisions to be just like to take the knife and turn it into your body. That's how I really felt. Because seriously, the way that he delivered it the night before, you can watch somebody get ready and say, you can't come. Oh my God, like what? That's crazy. And then to also say he was going around putting buildings and businesses in his own name and not hers, and not telling her a thing about it. He had plans to do what he was going to do.
And so I don't know. This is where I struggle.
You disagree? Tell me.
Yes. I struggle with, was it always like this? Even especially when we saw in the background the 5th year anniversary that she was playing when she was like replaying the video, that there was
shout out to the 90s, man.
Yeah, that there was potentially love there, but for some people, and we've talked about this in other videos too, everybody can't handle success. And I've seen people before that turn into completely different people when they start getting success.
But do they turn into those people, or was that sitting underneath there?
It may have been sitting underneath there, the things that you were aspiring to.
And it was amplified because of success.
And I mean, we see that in society. We see that in so many celebrity situations.
Politicians.
Where suddenly when you get enough money, or when like you know, you make a joke. I mean, like, Kanye made a joke about it. When he gets on, he gonna leave you for a white girl. Like, it's a joke.
Don't talk about Kanye.
I'm just saying in general, the idea that for some people it is that the aspiration is to literally leave behind everything, and sometimes that includes the wife and stuff that you had. I mean, she was good for the moment. I like that old part of me did love her, and that worked for me. But when I became successful, I needed something to match that, and it's not you.
I don't agree. We just disagree, because your secretary is not matching that. How is that matching that? Your secretary works for you. She's under you. Get another CEO. Get somebody else high up in the business. How's that working for you? I would say that. We will talk about that. We will talk about white.
Whole nother discussion.
We will talk about whiteness, because
but not even that. But do we not see some people who have left women to be with women that you're like, she looks potentially better in this situation? No, she did not. But she looks
better than Angela.
No. Okay. But she looks potentially better. But what does she do?
There's that. But I think there was a sense of control. Like you said, I need somebody who I can control. Mm-hmm. And that I also think that he felt as if, it seemed to me, that he felt as if relationships were transactional, right? I give you something, you give me something, and that's it. Therefore, like, I gave you this house, that's all I owe you. You owe me everything else. You helped me build the business. We're equal, right? I've given you everything that I owe to you.
Yeah.
He saw her like a business. Right? I give you something, you give it back. and that's it.
Yeah.
Just like,
but the hard part about that is that I think
let's not even talk about the money.
But I think that she recognized that, and you saw it a little bit, that she recognized the transactions, but you saw it in what she said. I thought that if I gave him what he needed, that he would give me what I needed.
Right.
Logical. She was looking at a different level of transaction. He's out making money, he's doing these things, I'm going to support him, which in so many ways that sounds amazing, and it should be, unless you have somebody who's taking advantage of that. Someone who's not equating to the fact that you're staying at home taking care of these kids, that you're doing all of the background things for this business to get this business set up, that I am the one doing your taxes and doing everything else for you when you're not able to afford these things at the beginning. Like, there was a level of transaction.
He made up for it.
Yeah.
Right? In his mind, you got the house, you got the kids, like, you got the car, you got everything you could wear. I've made up for it. And I think maybe that's the difference between reciprocal and transactional.
Yeah.
Right? Transactional is like, I give you money for a service and our obligations are done. There's nothing else that needs to be done after that because we're already square.
Yeah.
Versus reciprocal is, I'm giving you something you need, you're giving me something I need, and it could be totally different. It could be unequal at times, but just know that, like, it's a push and pull. Yeah. Right? And we're committed to see if it works, if we need to change something. And that part wasn't there. And like, maybe he couldn't do it. I don't know. But definitely just being like the way that he even gave her the money when she comes in and barges in, legendary scene, and interrupts the meeting. You gonna put me out, Joe? Anyway, we'll go back to that. And he's just like, $3,000 and then we'll be done. Like, it's a business deal. Really. Like, the woman that you are supposed to love. He's going to throw money at her.
The part that hurt me was the level of, he thought that she should be grateful.
For what?
That was the way that he treated her. Like, that she should be grateful.
But in his mind, what is it? What's the gratitude for?
Because and we see this a lot. We see this a lot of situations where there is a person, a spouse, who feels like that because they are the breadwinner and because I am the one making the money, you just need to shut up and be grateful.
Exactly. And I have the value in this relationship.
So you need to be grateful. But then I think that also, like you said, like, leaving her with the work. I'm leaving you with this house and just telling you, I'm giving you the house. Sell it. Make money off of it.
But isn't that very business-like? Of just like, if you don't know how to flip it and make something happen from it, do it. Instead of, there's emotions. Like, we are human people. The fact that you could go to work every day and you know that your kids are getting fed, they're going to school, they're being taken care of.
But that's what
means nothing to you.
But if he doesn't even see it that way, I could have hired a nanny.
But again, that's the money thing of just like, if we have money, that's all that we need. You don't need anything else. If I have given you the money that you need, what else do you need from me?
Yeah.
Even though I'm your husband.
Which is also the hard part, because I think that those people like that, they figure out later. I'm sure that he figured out later what he actually was missing in that situation. I'm sure. Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We don't get that kind of closure.
I feel it in my spirit that folks find out.
Why? He had a good old white woman. He could have did everything.
The grass is not always greener.
I'm aware of this, but he surely acted like it was. To the point where you're counting how many times you've had sex in 11 years?
Neurotic.
Transactional. And also, I ain't going to go there. But we have struggles as a people. We have struggles. Just know that. So,
but still, focusing on Bernie. Bringing it back, because Bernie got attached to something that was not healthy.
That's the question, but how? How did Bernie get in that situation?
She fell in love. Mm-hmm. And thought that she could give herself, which, I mean, don't really know what Bernie's background is, which could be a lot of things. We see this a lot with a lot of people, whether or not they have emotionally traumatic backgrounds, they have their own family issues, whatever, don't really know. I mean, we also see the potential of that because nobody showed up for Bernie. Bernie's going through all this, and I mean, I know that we have a limited cast, but like, no mama popped up, like there's no auntie that popped up and was like, hey, like, had like no, Bernie was in this by herself, and she had her friends that she didn't even call them. She didn't call them when everything first happened. The friends found out through beauty shop gossip. So we see that there's something clearly there, or something that had already happened to Bernie in the past, that Bernie attached to somebody and she didn't really have a strong foundation afterwards. Or something happened over the years that she was isolated from that foundation. We don't really know.
I don't
Don't
know.
know.
Maybe he's actually an abuser or manipulator as
Maybe.
well, too.
Yeah,
We don't know. We don't get an answer.
Yes, we don't know that. But we do know that we got to a point to where he became her everything. And she put so much into her everything. And we see this in a lot of situations. And it's not bashing, because it does happen to a lot of, especially women. It does happen to a lot of women, to where it gets to the point where there is no identity outside of being the wife and the mother. I don't have anything else.
And I think he was good with asking her to put herself aside to make this happen. I think he thought that was part of the package. And I think she thought the same thing, but she thought that eventually he'll give it back to me.
Yeah, 100%. Because in her mind, we're in this together. And she had so much trust in him that it became, I mean, because to me, I wouldn't say naive, but to me, I'm not even sure if it should be naive. But she had so much trust in him that she never checked anything.
Well, I was going to say, shouldn't it be a conversation? Shouldn't it be a conversation you'll keep talking about over and over and over again?
But I think it is the hard
I make
thing.
this sacrifice for this amount of time. When is it going to be my turn? How are we going to help the relationship feel balanced? And
But to me, I think that like there's a hard part of like figuring out how that looks, because there's healthy, and I'm sure that at some point there were some flags or things that popped up that let you know that that this was not healthy. Because for me, I think about the fact that I have access to everything that my husband has access to. Like, as far as I know, you don't.
I would say, did she? Yeah. But that's another.
I'm talking about for me.
Oh yeah, okay.
As far as I know, he doesn't have anything, any accounts or anything like that I don't have access to. But do I sit there and log into them every day and just like it's like, check, am I still the beneficiary? Like am I still like on this account? No, because I trust. But yeah, if some red flags started to come up and like paperwork started to come to the house, or like things started to happen, or he starts like moving shifty, well, now I need to find out what's happening. So I'm pretty sure at some point something was happening. But I do think that like she trusted him.
You had a lot of faith in this man. It's not like he was moving like that from the very beginning, but that's me.
That's what I said. But maybe he wasn't. And if she did have that much trust in him, maybe her name was on all these things at the beginning, and at some point it got removed. You never know.
I never know. We do not know about this, but I don't know. I think she only was ever told about it anyway. I don't think she ever really had her hand in everything. I thought like maybe
for her to say
beginning,
that she was his secretary for so many years, I think that her hands were on there for a while.
Yeah, but a secretary again is the lowest at the very lowest at the
hard
base.
part about it that we also know with all these businesses, the secretary does do a lot of the work.
Absolutely, but she could have
built this whole business and not.
No, she did build the whole business, but that's the difference between signing paperwork and being in the rooms with the CEOs, right?
Yes.
So he can put his name on any other document on his his vineyard somewhere else and his farm in another place, and she would have no idea. Or he could just say, "Yeah, I put our name on it," and she have no idea.
100%.
Because like
but that's what I said.
So
as I said, there was a lot of trust. And it sounds like that there should not have been that much trust, unfortunately.
Well, conversations. You know when a person, and you especially know when your husband is not being honest about something or shifty or something has changed. Conversations. Are things doing? Like, okay, let me see the paperwork. Let me see the proceeds and the profit and the net.
Yeah.
Right?
And the first time that you get dismissed and you're like, well, no, like, why you want to know?
Exactly. But it sounds like they weren't having those conversations.
Or she was being dismissed when she did bring them up.
Either way, isn't that the problem? Like,
yeah.
You bring up something important and your spouse dismisses it. Like, we gonna solve this problem, or we gonna move around, because this is a big deal. This is money. This is credit scores. This is legacy. Yeah. What are we doing?
This is like her livelihood at some point. Because like we said, when he left and you were left to figure it out, that was hard. But we talk about this and like what this looks like when your need to be something for everybody else takes over your need to be anything for yourself. And she said, I lost something that was supposed to be everything. They were supposed to be everything, which in some sense can be beautiful if it's healthy and if it's being reciprocated back to you. But in this situation, it wasn't. And then she was just what she felt like was nothing.
And it's ironic. I think too, because all of the other women in the movie are trying to get her life.
Yes.
They
Everybody
want
wanted
is the
what Bonnie
wife
had it.
or the husband and the kids and the picket fence and the money that they had, and
She was
Bernie's
like,
life goes up in flames.
literally.
But it also might have been the best thing that happened for her.
Yeah, 100%.
This is a terrible situation.
100%.
So like, it's really like nobody's doing perfectly in either situation.
But then we also see like, so like the sadness or what happens with Bernie is that we see like almost like stages of grief, because like when it first happens, she's in like complete denial. Like she didn't even change clothes for a while there. She just sat. Or even like when she went to the gas station and ran to do from beauty shop, she was still in the dress. Like she didn't even change clothes. She just sat.
No.
Like she was just there.
But it was a huge sucker punch, man. She just got
100%.
sucker punched, and sometimes all that stuff goes to the back lot. We got to deal with these feelings.
Then she went to, I'm gonna watch the old videos. I want us just to like know, like, can we still be in love? Like what happened?
Question: Are you that type of ex person?
No.
Really?
No.
I definitely am. I'm like, let me look at this old stuff. Let me make sure that it was what I thought it was. I need to see. I look old text messages, old pictures, everything. I need to see it.
I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe sometimes, but normally I'm like,
Oh no. I need it to be done though. I need to go through and just be like, okay, that happened.
yeah,
That's what it was, and now I'm done.
That's not closure for me. No. That's not closure for me. But then she went angry, which is where we see her tear up all his stuff and set the car on fire.
Paralyzed and like almost like zombie like of just like, I can't believe this is my life. And then it all comes to a head. And we start getting all the clothes off the hangers. And we start going through everything that happened. We're
all of the negative parts.
Single thing of every single red flag that she was like, and then this happened and this happened and I shouldn't have. And why was I think she said at one point, I should have left then.
Yeah.
Or what did she say? What kind of business? Catering business, something like that. And like, no, 4 more years.
Not to mention at the very beginning of the movie when she said that she needed a surgery. We never say what it was, but she said, I'll never have time for my surgery because you're so busy taking care of everybody else that you're not taking care of you and nobody else is taking care of you. Okay. So fast forward. And then she goes a little delusional off the deep end when she decides to grab everything out the house and just have a garage sale, and she's just selling everything for $1 and laughing hysterically about it.
Maybe delusional is not the right word. I'm not sure what the right word is, but she's not the best version of herself. I'll say that. So yes, we've lit the things on fire in the very nice car. And let me tell you something. Bold. You're in the desert. Okay, you're in Arizona and you just set a car on fire in front of your home. Bold. Okay, the stages of grief are wild. Okay, there's no logic to be found.
Yeah.
And we've lighted it on fire, and then we go to the garage sale, and she's selling very expensive things for like $1.
Yeah.
The kids accidentally start breaking some stuff, and she just starts giggling,
laughing hysterically.
And we are just not the best version of ourselves. We are just like, we're so disconnected from all of this. Yeah. Whatever.
And then she makes another dramatic decision, which I mean turned out beautifully, but we also talk about like being aware of
turned out beautifully because she's fine.
But being aware of decisions that we make in unhealthy places, because they're normally not the healthy decisions.
Grief, my gosh.
She goes to see Gloria and says that she wants to cut her hair. And let's just pause for a second about Black women in our hair and how Black women believe that our hair is sacred and it's glory and all these things, and we're not supposed to cut it.
Okay.
But we're not supposed to cut it. It's a big deal. I don't know about any of y'all. I still know Black families who think it's a really, really big deal to cut your hair off.
I eat mine.
Yeah.
You're cutting your hair? Why? I want it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Gloria freaks out. She's like, I'm not cutting your hair. It took us 11 years to grow this healthy hair.
They literally get into it.
Yes. And then she's like, I'm chopping off my stuff. And she cuts her own hair off. Because I think that for her, it was so much. There was so much going around and she needed some sort of control. And for some people, it is like, I'm going to do whatever to get that control. And for a lot of women, it is cutting your hair. I need this to cut it off.
So many women, after a relationship or something happens, they're like, we need to change. And I think also it's a fresh start, right? She's just like, okay, nothing in my life is looking the way that it did look, back then, and so maybe I also shouldn't look the way
I'm
that I have
also a little
looked.
curious too if it could have just been timing because that's how long she knew Gloria. But for Gloria to say, I've been growing this hair for 11 years, was the hair attached to him?
Sure.
Did he want you to have this long hair? Did he want you to look a certain way?
Or maybe she wanted that for him. Like maybe she thought that's what he wanted as well.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know.
I don't know.
You just also, some things you don't know are there until you get to the other side of grief. You know what I'm saying? Like you get there and you're just like, oh, this is attached to this. I had no idea. Like you're not thinking about it consciously.
Oh, we also talked about this in the Robin video, that sometimes when we get to the point of self-discovery, when we have lost our own identity in other people and other situations for so long that we don't know who we are. And sometimes that can go down to basic things is, I don't know what my favorite color is because it's always been whatever somebody else likes. I don't know like how I like my hair. He's always wanted me to have long hair. I don't know like how like the kind of clothes I like because they've always wanted me to wear this type of clothes. I don't even know who I am to the point of what kind of movies do you like? Whatever he liked. So now we're discovering that I don't even know who I am. I've never created an identity fully in me. And maybe that was the thing. I don't want this hair.
Right. Exactly. Or I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting up the charade. I'm tired of pretending things are when they're not. This is how I feel on the inside. Maybe even this reflects who I am on the inside right now.
Because I'm like that question of like, who was Bernie outside of being his wife and her 2 kids' mom? And there was not an answer for it.
And perhaps his wife would have had long hair, but Bernie may have been short-haired. You know what I'm saying? Those 2 different people.
Yeah. Which is hard, especially if we don't know. And especially because in most of those situations, there's a level of fear in losing that connection. I'm so terrified of not being this thing for those people because I'm so terrified of losing them.
Or even, I think, I've invested so much. You know how you kind of have to keep, sometimes if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in, you're making a lot of sacrifices. One way to keep yourself going is to almost tell yourself, I have done so much, I can't give up now.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I've given everything to this. Let me invest just a little that I have left and give everything to that. Even if that's not really the right answer, it feels like the right thing to do because you got to keep yourself motivated.
Yeah.
And then we're here and we end up with nothing.
Yeah. 100%. Well, not totally at the end.
Well, I mean, but that's what it feels like.
But I mean, also because we're also talking about that this movie went New Year's to New Year's. So there's a big gap of time where she literally did not have anything for at least probably several months. Not quite sure what like the days were, but at some point
anything. What do you mean?
Like where he had stripped all the money out of her account.
Funds, yeah.
Yeah, and then told her, sell the house if you need money. And she was like that the mortgage was $5,000 a month. Woohoo!
When I heard that, I was like,
okay,
who paying that? But okay.
So,
but even
not until the end of the year, end of the year or towards the end of the year is when the actual settlement came, which gave her millions and acres and vineyards and whatever. But yeah, so that was a little length of time where she was out there waiting, hanging, singing in the background.
Don't get me started because I'll get upset. Your children are there. What do you mean? If they cannot make the mortgage, what are your children going to do? You going to take them and let them live with you and take care of them full time? Like, it's just only self-focus. That's all it is.
100%. 100%.
Okay. Mr. Bernadette. We struggled with some codependency. We did. We struggled with identity. We did. Just figuring out who we are and how that morphed after you become a wife and after you become a mother. Let's see. What else was important for Miss Bernadette?
just like being able to see like what those stages look like we said, the sadness, the rage, the, like you said, even like the wanting closure at Gloria's birthday party when everybody's sitting there around having fun, and then like she grabs the phone and she's like, I want to call him, I want to tell him, like, how I'm feeling, and like we have those moments where it's like, no, I need you to know that you hurt me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm gonna like have my irrational moment where I want to embarrass myself or whatever.
And he never even gave her the chance for there to be a conversation of just like, why? What was the purpose? What happened? What happened to everything we had? Yeah. So I get that.
I mean, and then like you said, when she showed up that day at the office and slapped the girl in the face.
Did anybody smile just a little bit? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I was like, you gonna put me out, Joe?
I cannot do it.
You gonna put me out, Joe? And that's how you know. You hired Joe.
But you sounded just like her when she was saying, you gonna hit me, Ike?
Because
what you gonna do? Pissed with me?
Don't start. Don't start, because you're gonna get us canceled. But
Angela Bassett has that voice that when she like says things, you just be like, yes,
it's iconic. And I always watch Keke Palmer because she does a really great Angela Bassett, and she just has that low voice. It's like, you gonna hit me, Joe? You going? Like, it's just something about her voice. She just has so much emotion. Anyway,
I love it.
Irrelevant.
Yes. It's irrelevant, but
that's it.
But okay. Yes.
What else needs to happen?
We figured out that not only did she go through these moments, not only did she internalize with everything that she was going on, she also externalized with some not so positive behaviors. We saw that with the conversation when they did go to the club and she met the guy, Herbert, or whatever his name was, Herschel. Whatever his name was. It was something. Herman. I had to call him something.
Herman. Herbert Herschel. Okay, one of the H's.
One of them. She met the guy who was married and started a relationship or something with him. And Gloria was like, you're messing with a married man. And she was like, I just want somebody to be around me right now. Like, not a healthy behavior, but we see her start to act out. Like, at this point, like, the haircut and, like, the dating, like, I just need something. Well, I need something right now.
The world has just crumbled, and we got to hold on to something.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But
not saying that the behavior was right,
but I'm just saying.
But the emotion was, like, definitely valid.
We've been here where we're grasping at straws to be like, oh, what's real right now?
Hey, we don't always grab on to the healthiest stuff. Like,
I think by definition, we start with the unhealthiest stuff that we could.
Everybody be like, yeah, you should be out doing this. Yeah, I should be doing yoga. I should be in my circle. I should be breathing.
But let me tell you what we're not going to do. But let me tell you what we're not going to do. And let me tell you, we're going to go out tonight, this night, and the next night. And I'm going to get blackout drunk, and this is what it's going to be. Like, I feel it. I understand.
He cute too. Okay. So, yeah. And that's, exactly. So, yeah, it's not normally healthy. It's comfort.
But we also understand.
Yeah. We understood completely. Understood, Bernie. Also understood when you slap a girl in the face. We exhaled with you.
I giggled. I rewinded and I watched it again. But there's that.
What were some of the questions that needed answers when it came to Bernie's story?
Well, let's
let me tell you one of my first, and I know that we do this again. I've joked about this throughout all four episodes, but seeing people who show up in different movies. So like then when you see them, so like when I first started, I was like, "Is Ahmad your child? What's up, Ahmad?" So Ahmad from Soul Food was also Bernie's child. And then also Miles from Soul Food was Bernie's husband. And I was just like, look at that. Oh, and then also Kenny from Soul Food was Lionel, who was messing with Savannah. It was just the whole... it was just the whole cast all over there.
I guess we just should have just like did a crossover, clearly. Crossover movie.
Y'all
Soul
know
Food to Exhale.
All of our actresses and actresses was all in the same movies.
Always. Okay, can I just... Never mind. We're going to keep moving. My question was, why was Gloria so emotional about Bernie's hair?
I think that it was literally just like the way that people all about hair.
Gloria could have sobbed, and Bernie was like, you better cut that off or I'll cut it myself.
I mean, we also have the fact that Gloria had really short hair.
I mean, like, the shortest hair I've ever seen. That's not a fade. So, like, what's the problem, girl? Cut it. You cute, ain't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why you said that. Why was Bernie? You need to read this. I can't read this.
What is it?
This is happier stuff.
What is it?
Because I don't know what you're talking about. But there's so much.
So I had a question. And I mean, listen, and I don't know, maybe this is a little stereotypical, so you guys follow with me. And maybe this is all the stuff that happened, like, post this movie coming out, post Lisa Lopez, all that stuff happened. But people who are bold enough to leave their stuff at the house after they leave a woman.
Oh my God, did he just leave and not come back? He just left to the party and just never returned.
And you just left. I mean, he said he was going to come back and get his stuff, but you boldly left all your stuff. Like, you just did not think that I was going to tear it up. Like, I'm just saying. Like, I think that, like, men post this era now know better than to this. I mean, or they should. To, like, know better to, like, not leave your stuff in the house. Because, baby,
don't leave a girl around me. True player for real. Do you please understand?
No.
If you do me wrong like he did me wrong.
And I mean, like, when I tell you this,
You ain't
some of
gonna
the
have no
petty remember when Tiffany had to say that she pooped in that dude's shoes?
We cannot. Because we cannot.
That's nasty. But I'm saying that, like, the
First, I
level.
thought you were talking about New York, Tiffany. But
No, but the level of things that happen, like I said, when Left Eye set all them dudes' shoes on fire, like there's a certain level of, like, you should not be that bold to say I'm leaving, and you're gonna leave your stuff here too. Ain't gonna be when you get back. You gonna see several homeless men walking around downtown with your stupid songs.
Fly, okay? Looking better than they ever had. Fooling with me. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. And please understand, the Lord is working on me because don't let it be me. Don't let it be. Don't leave your car. We're going to leave your car. It's mine now.
Oh, what was the one movie? Can I think of another movie where the dude went to work and he had bleach stains under all of his shirts?
I don't know.
Something's gonna happen to your stuff. I mean, just don't play with me. Don't play with me.
But see, I'm saying, just be good to people. Do not be trifling. Because if you being trifling and you did me wrong like that, you can wait till I get cute and put my
You better not touch nothing in here.
Yeah. And then tell me, no, it's over.
Okay, funny thing to me, cracked me up. I don't know if it was because she was just in a happy-go-lucky mood or what, when Bernie and them went out. And Bernie was on the dance floor dancing with the guy, and she saw Michael. Michael was Robin's dude. And Michael was with another girl. So all of them over there just like, think of Michael. Here come Bernie. Y'all see Michael? Girl, why are you so excited to see him?
And what did Robin say? Oh no, it wasn't Robin. It was Savannah. She said she saw him. Like, we're not doing this right now. Just go on back to business because you got to start something else.
Another question that needed an answer. So y'all, I've never been to Arizona before. Scottsdale is actually on me and Jasmine's bucket list that we keep talking about.
I know. If anybody wants to invite us to anywhere in Arizona, we will go.
They said that they was having an ostrich festival.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. What's an ostrich festival?
Ostrich is like desert, right?
What's an ostrich festival?
A celebration of ostriches. What do I know? I don't know. But yeah, that sounds right. like when they have a zoo festival, it's the same thing. Anyway, okay.
I also want to know, like, exactly, because I mean, like, for real, 11 years of tracking how many times we had sex, like for real. If she said that they was on 752, like I'm just really curious.
Transaction.
But like, is there like a little like notebook? Or
Sure.
Like jotting down like
he
on
clearly
the wall,
mentioned it. Tally mark somewhere. Yeah, he probably got a little tiny little black book. He's like, as soon as they get done. Okay.
And also, if it's transactional, are there like rations? What are we doing here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I only counted the amount of money he ever gave her.
Probably did.
He's not a good man, Savannah. He's not a good man. Okay.
Yeah, those are my questions. I needed the answers. I don't know.
But listen, I had movie questions and answers. Like the full thing, not just Bernadette. Okay. In general, why is there so much pressure around New Year's Eve? Like literally, New Year's Eve is coming. Everybody's just like, oh, my life has to be changed.
It's the same
Why?
thing now. The people still do that. That every year it's like New Year, New Year, new me. As if we think that as soon as January 1st hits, we're gonna change into different people.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is Wesley Snipes not credited? He's not credited in this movie.
How early was this movie though? Was this like
1994?
Well, no, because like that was like around like New Jack City, White Man Can't Jump. Like he was a pretty established actor at this time, wasn't he? Or was he not? I don't remember.
I don't know, but he wasn't credited. He had a speaking role. He was in the movie. Like he wasn't like an extra.
He had a sweet role in
very long
I liked
speaking
the
role.
fact that he had a sweet role in this movie. It's very rare that we see Wesley in a sweet role. I'm just being honest.
No, but what do you think about how that ended for them?
I mean, he lived in a whole nother state, so I was like, well, that's not really gonna be anything. I guess not. But I thought that it was like a nice validation moment, and then just leave it what it is.
I think his wife was not going to be with us much longer, and it would be cool if they had reunited. Like in my mind, the way that the story ended,
or like, you know,
like some years later, they were just like, oh yeah, like let's catch up again, and then they end up just being together. But that's
that'd be cute. That would have been cute. But
it was nice that they. Whether it was starting off to be platonic or not, that it just ended of just like, sometimes I just need a friend.
Yeah.
And like
and someone who gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it was
very
sweet.
cute.
Yeah.
Very cute. Why in this movie was everybody exclusively only dating married men? There weren't any single men in the state of Arizona. Literally.
I mean, Lionel was single. I mean, he wasn't married. He wasn't single, but he wasn't married.
What?
He wasn't married. He was just dating other women. He was
okay, but either way, nobody is truly
He also
single?
didn't have a job. He also was a chain smoker. What did you say about him? Sorry.
He also used toothbrush. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, nobody was single. Nobody.
Michael?
And Gregory, whose name we don't remember.
Marvin. Was it Marvin? Martin.
Marvin. It was
Okay.
Marvin. I thought it was really, really relatable. This is more of a statement. When it's like, you know how y'all all having fun and games at the sleepover, and then somebody drink too much and they start crying, and then and then everybody's gonna be like, oh man, we gotta stop what we're doing and come for Cindy.
We all know.
And turn up the music and be like, it's okay, let's just dance it out.
Y'all all know that y'all all got that one friend that when she drinks too much, she gets really emotional, and it just gonna go. And then especially if she had a bad relationship, we
just got out of a breakup.
We gotta fight her from
somebody. Got to be on Cindy watch.
Yes, from calling somebody or trying to get us to get in the car. I'm leaving. Oh God,
or take somebody's phone away. I felt that in my soul. No shade. Has Gregory Hines ever been young? Like, did he's kind of like Samuel L. Jackson of just like, they just came out the womb. 45.
I thought you were saying Morgan Freeman.
Both.
Anybody ever seen Morgan Freeman yet?
Has anybody seen a baby picture? I don't know. He just showed up one day.
It was like a meme thing or whatever online, and it was like actors when they were old and young, and it had like, you know, actors like old and young, and then it had Morgan Freeman, and it was the same picture on both sides. And it was just like, has there ever been a...
Y'all look it up. Let us know. Are there any baby pictures for Morgan Freeman or Gregory Hines? He always looked like he been on this earth. I don't know if you noticed, but the picture when they're in church, there's a picture of Jesus. Just a regular black Jesus. Let me be clear. Black Jesus. And he's got his hands out like this, and under his hands are bigger, huger hands. Why? And they zoom in on the picture because they want you to know. This is what we're doing, y'all. Not Jesus. Jesus. Why? Jesus. And then when the pastor starts, I'm not gonna start. That's all my questions. Because here's the thing, when me and Charmaine start laughing, it's over. Nothing else can be done, and we need to get things done.
We need you guys to join this journey with us. Laugh with us. Like, highlight these funny moments. Mm-hmm. As always, like, comment, tell us what we missed, like, join in with us. Tell us what you guys want us to do next time.
Yes, there's so much. We didn't even talk about everything in this movie because we just didn't have time, but there's just so much.
Yeah. As always, though, stay mentally dope.
Bye.